It is a really arduous process making movies, and you really give a lot of yourself and a lot of your time and focus and energy. And I don't believe in doing movies that are easily forgettable. I don't want to do films that will, just be recycled into other ones, or things that, films that people, don't care about, basically.
His looks are striking, his talent extraordinary, and his box office appeal is unstoppable. Leonardo DiCaprio is both a bankable Hollywood star and perennial Oscar contender.
You bust your ass to do your homework and do the best possible work while you can and strike while the iron's hot.
But with fame beyond his wildest dreams and respect from fans and industry alike, why does DiCaprio continue to set the bar higher with each film?
Good evening, Leonardo. Can you hear that?
Yes, I can. Yes,
How does it feel?
It's quite a turnout. Pretty unbelievable. Very unexpected. This is a huge turnout. It's amazing. I just want to really make memorable movies. You know, you make certain movies, and a lot of times they get forgotten. I want to make films that resonate through time.
Leonardo DiCaprio is the best actor of his generation. So many iconic roles, so many memorable performances.
You really connect on a fundamental level with his characters. You're not bringing all the baggage of knowing every detail of his personal life. He has really worked to make sure that hasn't come to define him.
Well, finally, don't hate me for this. The ladies in our newsroom went crazy over this interview. I know it's not the first time you've heard it. Parade Magazine, you said you want to have kids, you want to get married. What led to this epiphany, and is that true? Did you mean to say that?
That was not the way it was put to me.
What was it? How did they phrase it?
Do you believe in the... I was almost like asking a politician, do you believe in the foundation of marriage? And I said, yes, I believe in the foundation of marriage. I believe it's a good thing. And then, you know, of course, whatever, it becomes something else. But I have no announcements or anything like that.
You'll let us know, I'm sure.
Oh, you'll be the first to know. The media will be the first to know.
Leo doesn't love dealing with the media.
Don't make me say E. Well, I don't have to do that, right?
No.
Thank God.
I won't.
Because those things are a nightmare.
Too cheesy.
Not only that, but they're played like, like wrapping tapes. They're just like mixed and like you know.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah.
Oh, is this is that bad?
No, I just...
It's actually comfortable. It's not a guarded thing.
No, okay.
Most actors really don't enjoy the grueling process of promoting a movie. But for Leo, he doesn't even try to hide his disdain for it.
How's it going?
Okay. These things are all pain sometimes, but I'm all right. I'm all right so far. It's my second interview.
Only the second interview.
How many more interviews for you now?
Hundreds.
Hundreds left today?
Yeah. 3 solid days. You have a lot of questions, right? I'm kind of kung fu with dealing with some of the weird questions, and then I gotta...
Thanks.
I saw Elijah Wood do this once, and it's hard to get a good reaction and be like surprised and happy and everything, but I'm gonna try. Who is the personification of cool? Ooh.
I'm just curious to know, what was more difficult, promoting 2 big movies or running through the African forests and swamps, wondering what's going to bite you?
I'd say it's quite even.
Really?
This is very difficult, the whole press tour thing. I mean, just talking over and over again about the movie, which you're very passionate about. I've been very passionate about both these movies, but to find new things to talk about is quite difficult at times.
Do you see yourself at all in Howard Hughes?
I know what it's like to constantly want to improve a scene or do something over and over and over again. He just had an obsessive need to keep going and going. That's what I immediately identified with, that need to sort of make everything perfect when you're making a movie.
DiCaprio is very hands-on with doing research for a film. He absolutely challenges himself.
I had sort of an Arabic coach, somebody that taught me the different inflections. It's not it's, it's I went to a home and I met about 10 kids with disabilities, and I wanted to make this crystal clear how I wanted to do this, but not set too many rules, because Arnie had to be really spontaneous. It was a lot of little twitches and a lot of They did a lot of swaying from back and forth. We did a lot of like military training programs with a lot of these ex-mercenaries. It was a matter of taking them out to, you know, get beers and get them drunk and let them tell me, you know, wild, outlandish stories of their adventures.
Now I've heard some talk about Oscar nominations and stuff like that. How does that strike you?
Man, I love it. You know that. You know I'd love it. But it's not like I'm gonna expect it, you know. You gotta let these things come if they come, and if they don't, then you just, you know, you don't think about it. It's a little thought in my mind, but nothing major.
For whatever reason, the Academy Awards have yet to honor Leonardo DiCaprio, but he's doing everything that, quote-unquote, you're supposed to be doing to win an Oscar. He's doing biopics, he's doing some period pieces, he's doing films with award-winning filmmakers.
You seem to really like playing real characters. Is that accurate?
It's kind of been one of those subliminal things where, you know, for some reason, you know, you're attracted to certain material and you don't know why, but there's just a sort of air of authenticity about people that have really, you know, lived real lives and lived, you know, compelling lives in our history. And for some reason, I've just been gravitated towards that.
Any actor who takes on a biopic probably is in their head, oh, this will be Oscar nominated, I'm playing a real person. I would say that DiCaprio strategically takes on roles that he thinks could garner him an Oscar.
If it happens, that'd be fantastic, but I feel like I have like so much more to prove to myself as an actor before I start going around saying that I deserve anything.
The best part? Oh, wow, well, the best part has been the recognition that we've had across the board. I mean, the film's got nominated in so many different categories. The best part is, of course, making the movie.
Right.
That's my favorite part.
And it's an old cliche, everyone's said it 1,000 times before, but to be nominated is like you're a winner. You're a winner already, and ultimately, it'd be great to get the statue and everything like that, but the fact that we're nominated, we all feel like we accomplished something in its own right.
Honestly, I don't think winning awards factors into the kind of projects he chooses at all. I think he has way more integrity in what he chooses to pursue.
When you start off in this industry, like kind of watching some of the great performances of the past, and you say to yourself, one day I want to do something that good, that hunger is never, that thirst is never quenched, so you keep striving, you know. And if something results in a nomination or something like that, that'd be fantastic along the way, but I certainly would never expect it, that's for sure.
He realizes his place now in film history has been cemented alongside some of the all-time greats, and I don't think an Oscar is needed to validate that in Leo's eyes.
I'm getting to live my dream. I hit the lottery in the sense that I get to do what I love, choose the projects that I want to work on, and try to at least attempt to be the actor that I always dreamed of being.
Leonardo DiCaprio is driven by the desire to secure his place among the legends of the silver screen. But leaving a legacy can be tough when you're the teen heartthrob of the moment.
Once you're put in that sort of status where people put you up on this sort of pedestal, they want to label you as quickly as possible.
How did DiCaprio overcome media exposure of titanic proportions to build one of Hollywood's most enduring careers?
You are on the cover of Detour magazine. I got an advanced copy. Well, I'm giving it to you. So how does it feel to be considered one of Hollywood's young elite? See, I've lost him now. He's going to be looking through it the whole time.
Oh, no. Cool. What did you say? Hello, everyone.
Leonardo DiCaprio was a respected young actor and rising star when Titanic turned him into an international sensation.
Once you're put in that sort of status where people put you up on this sort of pedestal, they want to label you as quickly as possible.
But in the face of unprecedented fame, how did DiCaprio go beyond teen idol status to build one of Tinseltown's most acclaimed careers?
The biggest response I got was when I went to my friend's carnival or something, and I had like a little pack of teeny boppers following me around, like, hi, what's your name? and you're from Growing Pains, aren't you? I like that, you know, it's pretty fun to have people recognize you. Hasn't gotten to the extreme yet. We'll see. Maybe it will, maybe it doesn't matter.
Yo, what's up, buddy?
Was there like something that happened, or like maybe a moment where it really hit you about how huge Titanic became, and
Well, there was
the
a lot of
girls, and you know?
There was a lot of moments. Gosh, there was a lot of moments during that whole year.
There's no way Leonardo DiCaprio could have been prepared for Leo mania.
It was like he became all 4 Beatles wrapped up in one. He couldn't go anywhere without getting mobbed by teenage girls.
I've never done a film sort of near this caliber in my lifetime, and I don't think most people have, so it's unbelievably shocking to see all this. I mean, I'm a little overwhelmed, but it's cool, you know, just trying to keep it real, I guess.
This movie, you know, reached every person around the world. It's amazing. I'm still shocked.
I think it must have been terrifying, to be honest with you. Who do you become when the whole world suddenly thinks they own you? And what do you do next in your career to try and get some sense of ownership over yourself back?
It put me in the spotlight more so, you know, more than I've ever been in my entire life. And I just really wanted to stay on my course, which was, you know, I wanted to continue to make movies with great filmmakers and have play different characters and have different experiences.
Leo could have easily cashed in on his heartthrob status surrounding Titanic, but by pushing all that stuff aside, taking his time to pick the next role is really what helped maintain his longevity.
Well, I like to act. I think it'll get me ahead in life, you know, starting at such a young age. And I like the attention, I must admit, I like the attention. And that's pretty much it. And I like to be on TV. And I like to be interviewed like this.
He requested that he would like to go out on auditions and do commercials and act. He was very interested in it. So I immediately took him out to auditions, and we were very lucky. He immediately got a job.
Great mom. She says all the right things.
Go give him a hug. Don't hit him.
Aww.
Do something.
Let's have some real corny stuff going.
When Leo started on sitcoms, he loved the attention. He became the pinup boy for girls everywhere.
I get a lot of fan mail, I do. I get, gosh, I'd say at least 300 letters a day. And some things that I do on the set, we call from the set. We're not allowed to do this, so we get the little letter that they give us, the little phone number, and say, "Hi, Marianne, you've been chosen to talk to Leonardo DiCaprio." You know, they're like, they freak out over it. It's fun. It's really fun to make them a little happy, you know? I like that.
Leo enjoyed the attention from his young fans, and he didn't exactly take the acting so seriously.
Well,
Did you read the script?
no, I haven't read the script yet.
Yeah, he only pulls out.
I'm known as like the hell giver, but they love it, so.
Is it kind of you too?
Oh, no, the character on the show isn't hell. I'm hell to everybody else. Did you misunderstand me on that? I'm hell. No, my character's totally different. He's nice. He's a nice guy, not like me.
I'm camera shooting.
John, where's the director when you need him?
Kirk, I need you.
You know, clearly Leo was joking around as a kid on set during his time on Growing Pains, but he knew rather early on that he wanted to be a serious actor.
My key to acting is if I really concentrate and try to get into the mind frame of the character, I do a lot better than, I mean, it's not such a, there's a fine line. I could just do the character how I think it would be done, but there's a way I try to get inside of the character and then do it like that. And I just want to have like such a variety of characters that I can do that with.
DiCaprio had worked for several years on television, but he got his big break as a feature film actor working opposite the great Robert De Niro.
That movie, This Boy's Life, must have opened his eyes in the biggest possible way.
I mean, I feel like a totally different actor now after doing this movie. It's like between, like, I look at back then and how serious I was then and how serious I am now. It's like night and day. And I think I've improved a lot, too.
Well, I see a change. Thanks a lot.
Thank God.
I do.
little more cocky now.
Yeah, just a little bit,
Well,
but that's cool.
Nero had told me about him when he did This Boy's Life as an actor, to watch him as an actor. And then, of course, I did, and he was extraordinary. Then, of course, Titanic happened, and that gave an extra, gave the bankability. And I found out that Leo liked my films, and so we got together, and he just promised to be there when I needed him.
There's no question that once Martin Scorsese puts you in one of his films, you're suddenly taken seriously by Hollywood at large.
Any actor, if not any young actor's dream to be able to work with that man. I mean, he's literally, I mean, if you meet him, he's literally like, you know, the internet of movies. He's like, he knows everything there is to know about film and has seen everything. He's like an encyclopedia.
It seems like a really reciprocal, positive relationship that's made some of the best films of the last 10 years.
He's done some of the most unbelievable films I've ever seen in my life. He's influenced an entire generation of filmmakers and actors, and I've gotten the gift 4 times now that I'm really thankful for, to learn from him, to be around him, to see him sort of create these worlds and be along on that process as a partner. It's humbling. It's humbling.
A partnership with Martin Scorsese has helped Leonardo DiCaprio cement his place among the greats of cinema. But just because everyone respects his career doesn't mean all respect his privacy.
You can never, ever be used to weird people, you know, attacking you with flashbulbs at any given moment.
How does DiCaprio continue to hone his craft under the glare of constant paparazzi attention?
There are a few people, and you say just their first name, and you know instantly who you're talking about, whether it's Madonna or Prince, or you say Leo. Is that strange for you to sort of be looked at like that? Your name's Leonardo.
Do you want to wait for these sirens? Because this is probably unusable, right? That's an incredible, it's like a SWAT team going on.
In a storied career that has taken him from child star to top of the world and beyond, Leonardo DiCaprio only gets better with time. But how has he continued to devote himself to his craft in the midst of extreme paparazzi attention?
Chance you can sign an autograph, Leo?
You can never, ever be used to weird people, you know, attacking you with flashbulbs at any given moment. You never can, you know, and there is something fundamentally wrong about trying to pull out from a restaurant at night and having, you know, 30 people flashing, you know, light bulbs in your face while you're trying to pull out into an intersection. There's just certain things that shouldn't be allowed.
Being a celebrity can be bad for your career if you want to be taken seriously as an actor.
You're pretty good, Leo. I gotta say, you do stay out of the way.
It's a complex science.
Yeah.
It's taken years of mastery to avoid those freaky paparazzi dudes. And I'm sure by me saying this, they're going to become even more enticed to follow me around. But
yeah,
I got tricks up my sleeve too.
You got some tricks?
I think he's actually one of the most successful in terms of managing how much access the paparazzi gets to him. He's always in his baseball cap. He's always choosing to make the most discreet exit and entrance he can.
You say, you know what? I'm an actor, and I take that as a responsibility. If it was that horrible, you know, you quit and you go live in the woods. Like I said, dude, I'm so happy to be, you know, in this business, and it's one of the, you know, you'll never get used to people stalking you with cameras, but small price to pay.
The reason Leonardo DiCaprio is one of the best actors of his generation is because it's all about the craft.
You know, this was the hardest movie I've ever had to make, like tenfold, so.
It was one of the most physically challenging hardcore movies I've ever had to do.
It was draining. It was probably one of the hardest roles, if not the most difficult role I've had to do.
From having to switch one morning to being hairy with long fingernails, to the next afternoon being 20 years old in a tuxedo. I mean, it was the hardest work I've ever done.
He has such respect for the filmmaking process, and he takes his job so seriously that every role he takes on truly is his most challenging to date.
The truth of the matter is that it really is a lot of hard work to make a movie, and you give a lot of yourself. when you're there. And if I'm going to have an experience like that, I want it to be unique, and I want it to be something that I can draw from the rest of my career. Well, I'm here today not as an actor or an entertainer. I'm here as a concerned citizen.
Leo is hugely devoted to environmental causes, particularly fighting against global warming.
When I became, successful as an actor, I felt I needed another outlet, Things sort of, I don't know, life can seem pretty vacant at times, in this business, and it's something that I really feel passionate about, and whether or not people listen when actors or people in the entertainment business talk about these sort of world issues, I feel like it's kind of an obligation for me. I believe we need a new sense of shared destiny, a sense that we're all in this together. And with your help, Mr. President, we can all make a difference. Thank you.
DiCaprio has always had the utmost respect for the film greats that came before him. Now, he's the guy that a lot of young stars look up to and want to pattern their careers after.
What is your advice to younger actors?
If it is your passion, like any art form, you have to know about its history. You have to see movies, you have to see what's been done before, and you have to work your ass off to try to make these characters believable, because, cinema doesn't lie, film does not lie. It doesn't, and people can see the transparency of you not knowing what you're doing.
I think he is by far the most accomplished and interesting actor of his generation. He already has such an incredible track record and has given us so many amazing characters.
Leonardo DiCaprio will continue to make memorable films that long outlive him, films that generations to come will enjoy.
You just look at where you've come to where you are now. What has been the best part of all this success to you?
The best part for me, honestly, is I'm a huge fan of movies. I mean, it's really simple. I think this is the greatest art form to be a part of. There's certain movies that stick out that last throughout time and are going to for the next 100 years. So my whole thing is I've aspired to be in movies that I've seen in the past and try to do something that good. I'm just trying my best to make memorable pieces of art, really. I feel like at this point in time, I'm getting to do some good stuff.